All right, Shalom, Shalom. It's Brother Yatazadak here with Israel. I'd like to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Today we're going to go into Genesis chapter 23, going into the Hebrew. So Lord willing, you're edified, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Let's get right into it. Genesis chapter 23 and verse 1, and it reads, And it came to pass, the life of Sarah was 100 years and 20 years, and 7 years were the years of the life of Sarah, right? So that word Shana, right, or Shanya, plural, meaning year or years, right, goes into the number 2, right? Shanya, right, that means 2, Achad being 1, Shalash being 3, Arabaya is 4, Chamash being 5, Shash being 6, and so on and so forth, right? You have Shabai 7, Shamanah 8, 9 Tashai, Ishar being 10. But that word year comes from Shanya, meaning 2, or Mashana, meaning double or to repeat, right? Because you repeat the year according to the moon and its cycle, right? It's a repetition, right? So it says, Wayachayawa, Chayaya, Shara, Ma'a, Shana, Wa Asharyam, Shana, Wa Shabai, Shanyam, Shanya, Chayaya, Shara. Genesis 23 and 2. And died Sarah in Kiriath Arabai, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And he entered Abraham to lament for Sarah and to weep for her. Wathamath Shara ba Quariath Arabai Hawa Habaran ba Ratazah Kanayan Wayaba'a Abraham La Sapad La Shara Wala Baktha, right? Because that word sapad, right, it means to lament, right? You have baka or bak, meaning to weep, right? A bal meaning to mourn. A bal also means indeed, right? So let's see what else we can get. Sapad. Meaning lamentation. You also have marazach, meaning to bemoan. Right? I think that's pretty much it. Salakia. All right. Genesis 23 and 3. And he rose Abraham from before the face of his dead, and he spoke unto the sons of Heth, which are the Hittites, to say, Wayaquam Abraham Ma'al Panya Mathwa Wayadabar Al Banya Chath La Amar. Genesis 23 and 4. A sojourner that dwells, I am with you. Give unto me a possession for a burial with thee. and that I may bury my dead from before me. Gar Watashab Anakaya, I'm come, Thanwa Laya, Achazath Kwabar, I'm come, Wa'a Kwabara, Mathia, Malapanya. Genesis 23 and 5. And they answered the sons of Heth to Abraham to say unto him, Waya Ainawa, Banya Chath, Atha Abraham La Amar Lawa. Genesis 23 and 6. Hear, my Lord, or Salaki, hear us, my Lord. A ruler of God art thou, right? In our midst, right? From the choices of our burials, bury unto your dead, a man uh from from him, a man which is unto him to his burial, they will not refrain from thee to bury your dead, right? Because that word nashaya means ruler, right? Shar meaning prince. Some translations it says it's translated as prince, but it actually means ruler, right? So it says, what's the other word? Yakala, right? So they're basically saying, they will not refrain from thee, right? Because kala, right? Call meaning all, kala meaning to complete or to destroy, right? In certain contexts, but in this case, you have the word kala'a, which is the root, which means to shut in, right? To enclose, right? In this case, to refrain, right? So it says Shamainawa Adanaya Nashaya'a Alahayim Atha Patawak Nawa Ba Ma Bakhar Gwabar Yanawa Gwabar Atha Matka Ayash Ma Manawa Atha Gwabarwa La'aya Kala Mamka Makwabar Matka. Genesis 23 and 7. And he rose Abraham, and he bowed unto the people of the land, to the sons of Heth, right, to the Hittites, right, because he was a sojourner in the midst of them. Wayaquam Abraham, Wayashathakwa, La'im Ha'aratazah, Labanyachath, right? So you got certain camps that say that you're not actually committing idolatry unless you bow down to that specific idol, right? But that having it, right, like scriptures say, defiles the land, right? You're already breaking the law because you're not supposed to have those images around, right? So that's the argument of certain camps, and they don't understand the scriptures. They don't understand biblical customs, right? Because bowing down was a sign of reverence, right? But right, was Abraham committing idolatry with the Hittites unto them by bowing unto them? No. Right, idolatry in itself is more than just worshiping the idol. It's having the idol. It's you're already straying from your God, right, by following idols, right? So that's a good precept, right, to cut that doctrine, right? Genesis 23 and 8. And he spoke unto them to say, Lo, if there be, if thou shalt be willing to give me a burial unto my dead, from before me, Salakia, to bury to my dead from before me. Hear me and reach unto me upon Ephron the son of Zohar, right? So it would actually say, and he spoke unto them to say, lo, if there be unto your soul, right? For to bury unto my dead from before me, right? Hear me and entreat and reach unto me upon Ephron the son of Tazahar. Salakia. So it says, Wayadabar Atham La Amar. Salakia. Wayadabar Atham La Amar. I'm Yasha Atha Napashkam. Lakwabar Atham Mathia. Malapanya Shemainaya. Wa Pagai Wa Laya Ba Iparan Ban Tazahar. Right? He's basically saying, right? And he said unto them to say, lo, if there be unto your soul, meaning if thou be willing, right, to let me bury my dead from before thee, hear me now and reach unto Ephron, right? Because that word pagai means to reach, right? Or intercede, right? But it actually literally means to reach, right? For example, Jake says in the world, right, reach out for so-and-so, right, on my behalf, right? Genesis 23:9, and he may give unto me unto the cave Machpelah, which is unto him, which is at the end of his field, upon a fullness of silver, right, as in the full price. May he give unto me within your midst, right? Or within your midst, for possession of a burial, right? So it says, Wayathan laya atha ma'irath ha ma'kapala ashar lawa ashar bakwataza shadwa bakasap mala yathana laya batawakam la achazath kobar, right? So upon the fullness of silver, he's referencing upon the full price, right? Genesis 23:10, and Ephron dwelt in the midst of the sons of the Hittites. And he answered Ephron, the Hittite, unto Abraham in the ears of the sons of the Hittites, unto all that entered within the gates of the city, within the gate of the city, to say, Wa Iparan Yashab Batawak Banya Chath Wayaan Iparan Ha Chathia Atha Abraham Ba Azanya Banya Chath Lakal Ba'aya Shayar Ayarwah La Amar. Genesis 23:11, it is not so, my Lord. The field I will give unto thee, and the cave which is in it unto thee shall be given before the eyes of the sons of my people. It shall be given unto thee for a burial for your dead. La'a Adonaya Shemainaya Hashada Nathathia Laka Waha Ma'ira Ashar Bawa Laka Nathathia La Ayanya Banya Amya Nathathia Laka Kwabar Matka. Genesis 23 and 12. And he bowed down Abraham before the face of the people of the land. Right? Or Salakia, before the people of the land. Wayishatach wa Abraham lapanya aim ha'ratazah. Genesis 23 and 13. And he spoke unto Ephron in the ears of the people of the land to say, however, if thou will hear unto me, right? If thou will hear unto me, give me or Salaki, I will give the silver of the field which shall be taken from me, and I may bury to my dead there, right? It says why the bar al iparan ba azanya I'm ha'ratazah la amar akah I'm atha lawa shemainaya nathathia kasap ha shada kwach mamanya wa aquabara atha mathia shema. Salakia. Genesis 23 and 14. And he answered Ephron unto Abraham to say unto him, Waya aina iparan atha Abraham la amar lawa. Right? And verse 13 basically says, and he spoke unto Ephron in the ears of the people of the land to say, however, if thou will be, right, so it says lawa, meaning to be willing, right? But it just means if that will be, right, unto him, right? Meaning it's basically saying if thou will be willing to hear me, right? Because that word actually, right, lawa, actually it means to join together, right? So in this case, it just means if thou will be if thou will be willing, as in if you would join yourself to hear me, right? That I may give the silver for the field. He's saying, take from me, and I may bury to my dead there. Genesis 23 and 15. My Lord, hear me. The land will be 400 shekels of silver between I and between thee. What is it? And to your dead bury, right? Basically, gave him the price. He knew that Abraham had to bury his dead, right? And he was just being polite, right? He was saying, what is it to me, right? Between me and between thee, what is it? As in, right? He didn't want to put importance on the transaction itself, but he was being cordial, right? He gave him the price, right? But he was saying, take care of your business, go bury your dead, right? So it says, Adanaya Shemainaya Ratazah Arabai Ma'ath Shakwal Kasap Bayanya Wa Bayanka Mahawa Wa Atha Matka Kwabar, right? So Hawa usually means it is, or right, or it, or is, right? In this case is what is it, right? Which is very rare, right? All right. Salakia. Genesis 23:16. And he heard Abraham unto Ephron, and he weighed Abraham to Ephron to the silver, which is spoke in the ears of the sons of the Hittites, 400 pieces, 400 shekels of silver, according to the merchant's exchange, right? It says merchant's rate, but because the word sachar means merchant, right? Vayishamai Abraham al Iparan, Vayishakwal Abraham la Iparan, Tha ha Kasap, Ashar Dabar, Ba Azanya, Banya Chath, Arabai Ma'ath, Shakwal Kasap. Ibar la Sahar, right? Look at that word Sahar. Sahar. So Sahar means Salak, it means to trade or commerce, right? It doesn't actually mean exchange, right? The word for exchange is kalap, right? For example, a commercial would be masahar, right? Because it just means commerce or trade. But when you combine Ibar and la Sahar, right, it would mean the currency according to the currency exchange, because the Hittites had a specific mode of trading. It may have been cattle. It may have been, right, certain artifacts, certain type of diamonds, or whatever the case may be, right? Certain rubies, or right, because Ibar la Sahar would actually mean, right, cross over, the cross the crossing over of trade or commerce, right? In this case, a currency exchange, right? Which, when you go to particular countries, right, you have to right, turn in the money that you have, and they will give you the currency, right, that they use in that particular country, right? That's what it means by merchant's rate. The word Sahara actually means trade or commerce, right? There's various words for merchant. I believe one of them is recall, right? And Canaan, which is where you get the word Canaanite from. It just means merchant. Let's see what I got right here. Salaki, I'm looking at the wrong one. Salaki, bear with me. Which is oh, here it is. Recall, meaning merchant, or rakash means the same thing, right? Just the la is substituted with the shah in certain precepts, but it means merchandise or goods, right? In Leviticus 19:16, it figuratively means a talebearer, right? One who goes around selling secrets, right? That's another word for talebearer, right? Which there's an actual word for talebearer too. Let's see if I can get that real quick. Which is no, that's not what I was looking for. Or we could just look it up. Salakia. Let's just look it up in the blue letter. Right, that word for talebearer. Let's get that real quick. Talebearer. Talebearer. Which is Naragan, right? It says talebearer whisperer, right? Which is I believe the word for whisper is lachash, right? It also means amulet, right? Salakia. Or to whistle, which is sharakwa, right? So you gotta get familiar with these words, right? If you go into the Hebrew, right? You study the law, right? Genesis 23:17, and he rose up the field Ephron, which he rose up the field of Ephron, which is in Machpelah, which is before Mamre, the field, and the cave which is in it, and all the trees which is in the field, which is upon all its border round about. So they're saying basically Abraham, he rose to it, meaning he took possession of it. He established it, right? Prepared it for a place of burial for unto Sarah, right? So it says, Wayakwam Shaddai Iparan Ashar Bama Kapala Ashar Lapanya Mamra Hashada Waha Ma'ira Ashar Bawa Wakal Ha'itaza Ashar Bashada Ashar Bakal Gabalwa Sabyab. Genesis 23:18. For unto Abraham for a possession before the eyes of the sons of the Hittites, and all upon all that went in to the gate of the city. La Abraham right, so verse 17 actually is talking about Ephron, right? Meaning he established his word and he basically completed the transaction with Abraham. Right? So it says, verse 18, to Abraham for a possession before the eyes of the sons of the Hittites, upon all that entered into the gate of the city. La Abraham, La Makwana, La Ayanya, Banyachath, Bakal, Baaya, Shayar Ayarwa Salakia. Genesis 23:19. And afterwards it was so, or Salakia, and afterwards so was a burial. Salakia, and afterwards so buried Abraham unto Sarah his wife, unto the cave which is in the field Machpelah, which is um, beside the face of Mamre, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. Wa Harya Khan Kobar Abraham Athashara Ashatwa Al Ma'irath Shada Ha Machpelah Al Panya Mamra Hawa Habaran Ba'rataza Kanayan. Salakia. So it says Genesis 23:20, and he established the field and the cave which is in it unto Abraham, or you could say he raised up unto it, right? As in he went through with his word for a possession, a burial from the sons of the Hittites. Wayaquam Hashadah Ha Ma'era Ashar Bawa La Abraham La Achazath Kwabar Ma'ath Banya Chath. This is Genesis chapter 23. Salakia, going into the Hebrew, it's Brother Tazadak, hero Israel. And as always, Lord willing, you ratified, giving honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Kwam Yasha Allah, Abad Babal, and Shalom.